Hello and welcome again. Some of y'all may have heard that I had a house fire recently, so this is kind of one of the first videos since that's happened. And me and my daughter were over there the other day, and she found this, and it was down in a basket. And I had been looking for this for a while, and I didn't know where it was, so I'm going to try and clean it up, and then once I get it cleaned up, I'll show you, because it actually has a little symbol down here on the bottom that I want you to take a look at. So I've got a little bit of Dawn dish soap in the water here, and let me set that in and let it soak for just a minute, because actually, thanks to some friends, me and my daughter actually pulled a few things out of the house that I was able to salvage, but I've had several friends donate me some clothes. I've been able to basically put together a civilian kit to be able to go do events. I'll be going to Fort Loudon this weekend, and I kind of want to have this item with me, and I'll explain why once I get it cleaned up. We're going to try and see if just this rag will work. If not, I have some modern scouring pads in my pocket that I may try to get it to clean up, but that's actually starting to take some of the soot off. This was down in a basket of old tankards and mugs and stuff that we actually didn't use anymore. They were in my storage room, and that room actually didn't get burnt too bad, so we were able to pull a lot of stuff out, me and my daughter. We'll pull more stuff out of the house after I meet with the insurance adjuster tomorrow, because I know where the roof caved in, like my leather working tools are under part of the roof, and since most of metal, it should be okay, but I don't want to move anything till they come out and, take care of what they have to do as far as getting we've already gotten the fire incident report and stuff. And this bowl here too was in that same thing. I've got several like it, and I thought, I'll just take that one. I might clean it up too while I'm here doing this. And some of this soot's being really hard to come off. So, if I really wanted to do it in a period way, I would get some horsetail equisetum, and it has silica in it, and they use that to scour pots and stuff back in the day. You could actually use it as sandpaper to like finely sand stuff. And I used to have a source that grew in a friend's yard, but that was years and years ago, and he no longer lives at that place. So, because he was like, man, that's just a weed, I want to get rid of it. Like, dude, you know how many uses that has? Anyway, since that's not doing too well, let's try this green pad here. And I'm trying not to scratch this up too much with the copper on it, but I want to get this. I don't care if it has some soot on it, I just want to get the most of it off, especially so when oh yeah, that's looking a lot better. And I bought this several years ago. It's not really a period correct ration cup, and it is a ration cup. It's actually a military surplus from the 1970's, because when I get the bottom cleaned up here, you'll be able to see the Royal Navy emblem on the bottom, hopefully. So I didn't use it at a lot of events just because it really isn't the right time period, but it's also been kind of like a little neat piece that I own that, I would take it depending on the event, how strict they were on, I'm going to take it to Fort Loudon, and it's only going to come out late in the day when the rum call comes out. So I can get my ration of rum, even though I'm not going to be portraying a soldier this weekend. I could if I was physically able to, but I've not been, with some incidents that happened. Nothing to do with the fire. I just sprained my ankle real bad about 2 years ago, and it's still not healed up good. So I don't like getting out and doing all the marching and stuff. Yeah. that's actually coming out pretty nice. And it's not scratching the copper finish. It is taking off some of the patina because this one had some patina on it. It wasn't real bright and shiny to begin with, but this is actually doing pretty good. And normally if I was doing a video like this, I'd want to have everything period correct, but with my circumstances right at the moment of, you know, my house burning down 3 weeks ago, I've got a lot of stuff that's going to need to be cleaned that we've been able to pull out of the house. So luckily, like I said in a previous video, my tents and stuff were not in my house, so I still have all my camp gear, cooking pots, fire irons, tents, and stuff. It's just basically most of my guns and all my clothes, my uniforms and stuff for doing, because I was doing British Provincial, British Ranger, Continental Line, Continental Light Infantry. Most of that stuff is toast. I was over today cutting buttons off some of the uniforms because I have another project that I'm going to do, and that was going to be the video I was going to shoot today, but I decided to do this one instead. And I may actually save the button one and try and film it at Fort Loudon, because I'll have a better backdrop here, because I'm out in my son's back. He's got a little paved parking area, and the privacy fence is for the pool, so I'm outside behind the pool. Now getting the inside may be a little rougher, but see if I can get this to where I can read that. Okay. It's got a little, like it got hit by something, damaged, but right there, and I will take a close-up photograph and put in here, but it says 1/2 Jill, so that's basically half of your ration. Although I'd say by the 1970s they were only given 1/2 Jill. And then on the bottom of the cup, wipe this off, and like I said, it's not totally cleaned up, but you can see the crown with the anchor and then RN for Royal Navy. And like I said, this is probably from the 1970s. That's when the British Navy quit issuing rum rations. So it did scratch it just a little bit, but it'll be okay. And like I said, this ended up, somebody put it in a basket that it shouldn't have been in, and that's why I've not been able to find it. I thought it was with some other gear, and I'd always been kind of, when I'm going through my stuff, was trying to keep an eye out for it to pick it up and actually still use it. Because like I said, at some of the events where they're not as strict, I'd pull this out and everybody would, wow, that's cool, that's an actual British Navy ration cup. Get it cleaned up here. Take and roll this up and scour the inside, because I plan on drinking out of it, and so I really don't want to get some kind of poisonous fumes from the soot from the smoke in the house. So I need to clean that out real good. But this is actually coming along easier and better than I thought it would. And it's pretty sooty on the inside. Probably should have showed you, but it was just coated in black inside. Probably where water from the fire hoses ran down in it and coated the inside of it. Like I said, the basket this was in was pretty scorched, but was still held together, and we pulled all kinds of old tankards and stuff that like some brass ones made in India that I got back when we first, my daughter was like, oh, I remember when we got these, because we got them at a flea market, and they had a bunch of them for like $1 or $2 a piece, and we bought all of them, and we would give them away. Tried selling some at events, and nobody's real interested. But anytime we had new people, we'd give them a cup. You know, if they needed a cup, here, you can just keep that, take it home with you, because that's one of the things I've done. Even when I first started in this hobby, I was already helping other people that came along after me get their kits and stuff together. So, and back then, I mean, I didn't know quite as much until I did some more research as far as what was period correct and what's not. But that's why I try to do a lot of juried events, but we also, our group, we have a site we meet at for people that basically just starting out, so we can let them come and camp, and if their clothing and stuff isn't exactly right, nobody's going to say anything, because that site actually has no standard guidelines anyway. And and they do a little later time period than what we do, but they allow us to come out and do it at the site. So you know, it's good for us, and it's good for them, because it's a small site and they don't have a lot of visitors. So if we're out there shooting the guns, people want to know when we're there, because they want to come watch and talk to us and stuff. Because that site's actually for 1825. It's William Harris Homestead down in Georgia, and we do a 1790s Georgia Frontier militia. And I mean, our group is not just, because we have women and stuff too, so we don't call ourselves a militia as the whole group in whole. We just call ourselves the Appalachian River Settlers. And it's like I said, it's a group, and the area we're located was starting to be settled in the 1790s from guys that were getting their land grants from the Revolutionary War, and we're starting to move out in that area. And the Oconee War was going on at the time too, so you had to have an active militia in case of native attacks and stuff. So it's an interesting time in Georgia history to actually talk about it. Even though I live in Tennessee, it's near where I went to high school in Georgia, so I have ties to that area. And it's just kind of interesting, because nobody really knows a whole lot about the Oconee War, because it's kind of small, minor setback in the early Georgia history that they don't really talk about much. And it was more pivotal at the time than what people realize, but just like War of 1812, they don't teach a lot about that in school. Some of the older, smaller stuff just kind of falls by the wayside. And I need to get a little bit more out of the bottom of this, but it looks pretty good. You may not be able to see in there, but it's starting to shine a little bit on the bottom, but the sides still need some scouring. And then when I get done with this video, I'm going to hit that bowl some too, just to clean it up. I mean, I've got several like that already that weren't in the fire. They were in my cooking gear and stuff that wasn't in my house. Luckily, I had a lot of my stuff in storage, because my house was kind of small and I couldn't keep all the stuff that I had in my house. It was just easier to either have it in storage or just keep it in my van. But anyway, I think that's pretty good. Like I said, it's still a little on the inside, but and of course at Fort Loudon, since it's a land fort, they might fuss at me for having a Royal Navy ration cup, but they pick on me all the time anyways. A lot of people say, well, how can you go by there and do stuff there, you know? And I'm like, well, back in 2009, they tarred and feathered me, so I kind of have a little bit of, I won't say pull, but I've been friends with the park manager for a long time, before he even got the job, when he was just one of the rangers, because there was another park manager in charge. But he's the one that came up with the idea for the tarring and feathering, and I volunteered to be the victim. And it was kind of neat because they didn't tell anybody that it was going to happen except some of the park rangers and me were the only ones to know it. And it was during trade fair, and they asked me if I would come in dressed kind of nice and portray the tax collector. So there was a reason they at the end of the day they grabbed me and tarred and feathered me out on the field and right in the middle of all the vendor area. It was fun. It was a hoot. And for years afterwards, people would come up and say, "Hey, are they going to reenact the tarring and feathering of the tax guy?" And I'm like, not that I know of. I'm like, but nobody said anything to me. And they're like, "You are the guy they tarred and feathered." I'm like, "Yeah, I am." Said, "I thought so." I said, "But that don't mean they wouldn't do it and just not tell me." But anyway, that's looking pretty good. I'm going to step up here. And like I said, I'm going to take some photos. I'm going to step up here and see if we can get a better view. And there's the half Jill. And I'm not sure because this is a new new phone to me that I'm using the camera on. So I'm not sure how the quality will be on the video. But it's settled. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.